party over here. I'm Anika.
I'm Les.
And I'm Janae.
And we are very excited to have you join us for yet another dynamic season. We cannot wait to tell you more compelling stories, to cry, to laugh, to party, to praise, to do it all. You know how it goes, right?
Looking forward to
girl.
it. Yes.
Okay.
And how did 2017
Kick off?
kind of kickoff transition for you guys?
Sure. Lots and lots have been happening right here in our very own backyard. We're going to do a quick national recap right now, ladies, okay? Because as you all know, there are some events that have happened, like the We March versus the PLP March recently. There was a whole controversy with who's going to use Rawson Square, Parliament Square, all of that. The fact that the cabinet changed the date of the holiday. If you recall, when it was first announced, Majority Rule Day was going to be observed on the Monday, January 9th, and that was changed. Now, we don't know, as civilians, if that was because of the We March announcing that they were going to have the march on that day or not, but it's a little suspect to say the least. And all I can say is at the end of the day, the We March was a smashing success. The PLP also held their march and gathering in Windsor Park. And from what I understand, that too was successful. So they both went off, and those that chose to support either one,
So what
went
is
out
the
and supported.
friction at the moment between We March and the PLP? What's really going on that you think that, okay, if we're kind of pushing for this good agenda, we're trying to say that this is the change we want, you think, you know what, let's try find a way to be on board.
Yeah.
But what you find is kind of this battle now. It's like, well, no, that can't come from you. It has to come from us because we're the leaders. We're
But they didn't do it before, so
Exactly.
it just feels like you said it felt a little shady.
Suspect.
It's very suspect
Exactly.
to say the least.
But
I am happy that the march was a success.
It was.
still
Yeah.
though.
Great
and
turnout.
I hope that we continue to chug forward because I know that there was some talk initially when they wanted to merge the marches, and I was like, please don't do that. We said that we would not politicize it, so let's stick to what we said the agenda was going to be in the first place. So I was very happy to see that people went out, and I'm really excited to see what 2017 is going to hold in terms of how
Exactly.
Bahamians are going to stand up for their rights.
And you know what, ladies? Speaking of marching and standing up for your rights, how else are you going to do that unless you are registered to vote? But I'm sure you are both quite aware of the hullabaloo that's occurred recently because you can't just go in there any kind of how. First of all, Nita, one of you, just so you
register to
know,
vote today.
y'all can't go register to vote,
No,
okay?
no, I couldn't
Not
go
dressed
today,
like that,
no.
hunty.
I mean, what does what I am wearing have to
So-
do with my right to register and my right to vote?
Well,
Why?
Okay, this is my take
Still the
on
same
it,
person.
right? You're looking at having a national ID, right? It's going to last for 5 years. Regardless of however we may feel as individuals, it's like a passport, it's like a visa photo. You wouldn't necessarily want to look unpresentable. And in the case of Janae, fine, what she's wearing is okay, this is a talk show, but yeah, when you do take a photo like that, it makes it appear as though you're naked. So that was one of the arguments. I just say, for anyone that chooses to take a photo that is going to represent you in a capacity like that, that's so official and for such an extended time, just be presentable.
But is there a handbook for this? I
Where-
mean, because then where's
No,
the
there
information?
isn't.
So that's where
There
we have
isn't.
the breakdown in communication, and that's my problem. I agree with you because we all know you cannot take your passport photo
Right.
in anything that's sleeveless, and much like you've described just now, she'd probably look naked in that.
Right.
But let's not put people in a position where the information was just never given,
And
then
that's
people are
the
showing
problem.
up, and now we have an issue of, oh, you're discriminating against me.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
we never took the time
It should
out.
be like your visa photo and your passport
Exactly.
photo. It clearly states on the website
Right.
what the requirements
spell
are.
that out.
So they just need to put it in the
Spell
act.
it out.
That's all.
Okay.
So,
Spell it out.
but
Just
yeah,
please.
what else has been going on, ladies?
Moving out of national recap, guys, a lot's going on, a lot we can talk about. But 2017 didn't just bring us some drama nationally, it brought us some financial drama. This loom.
You must have flipped your lid when you
Oh my
first heard
goodness.
about this
You know
loom
what?
business.
And I will tell you, I'm always the one to be financially curious if
Yes.
it doesn't take too much out of my pocket, right? So it's very intriguing. You put $100 in.
Yeah, it was 100, you
and
get
you
800
get
back.
$800 back. The problem with that is the fact that you need to have kind of this deep connection. Like your family have to be like filled, like each one of your sisters would have had to have 8 kids. And then their kids had to have 8 kids, and then your Grammy have to have at least 12 kids to make this work so y'all could all make money, you know?
Let me tell you.
I don't know that many people.
The minute I heard about it, I smelt pyramid scheme from the get-go. First, I thought it was
by
a joke.
definition, that's what it is,
Yeah,
right?
I thought it was a joke when I saw it kept appearing on my timeline. I was just like, oh, haha, what is this thing that people are passing on? And then I discovered that it was an actual pyramid scheme, and people were even involving local numbers houses and getting them all mixed up into the scheme. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. What's going on now?
Y'all gotta stop. Cut out the garbage in 2017. Just leave it behind. First and foremost, looms are illegal. Oh my gosh, stop getting caught up in foolishness. People all on Facebook, oh, I get burned, the number house. Not quit it. Oh my gosh, go find a job. Put your money in the bank. Join an ASU with people you actually know. A loom, listen, you know how much people I unfollow? If you were a friend of mine and you were in a loom, we ain't friends no more. All right?
Cool.
Stop
Well,
doing
I mean, at
foolishness.
the end of the day, people are hungry. It's the beginning of the year. People are hungry to see where they're going to make their first million. So
No.
I give it to you for
And
that.
you thought a loom is where you'd start.
This is my thing, humans. Just look up pyramid scheme. Google pyramid scheme.
I mean,
But
and the information is free.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's celebrate with our local Bahamian star. He
Yes.
actually resides in Toronto.
Yes.
But he was fortunate enough to have a song featured on a Golden Globe Award-winning film, Moonlight. His name is
Go,
Travis,
Travis.
bro.
Yes.
So congratulations to you. What an honor.
That is huge. That is huge.
And from reading up on the story, I understand that the song wasn't originally written for the soundtrack for Moonlight. It was produced and recorded months before, but they were contacted to have it featured on the soundtrack.
That's amazing. So you got to keep working. I have to say congratulations to Travis as well. I've met
Yes.
him during my time at COB before it was the University of the Bahamas, of course.
Yeah.
And he's been really passionate about his music for as long as I've known him. So I'm pretty sure even before
yeah.
then. So it's amazing to see the
So
growth.
see where passion continues.
Right? I was just
Exactly.
about to
Yeah.
say, it's a testament to, you know, wherever you start, you may not see it pop now, you may not see it pop tomorrow, but you never know, you might end up being, you know, on a soundtrack.
Exactly.
Congrats, Travis.
Congratulations,
Congratulations. Coming up next, we've got a new segment on the stew called Silly Season. We shall take a moment to get into this right now. Silly Season.
Oh, tell us.
Okay, so as we all know, silly season kicked off in high gear, even starting from the tail end of 2016, but now we're into a brand new year. And we have some new senators, in case any of you have been sleeping under a rock. Wake up. We've got Rodney Monker, dynamic individual,
Loretta, you let me down, girl. I'm so sorry. I don't know.
appointed to the Senate by Loretta Butler Turner, and just thoughts, ladies, because I know what's going through my brain was like, what the?
I'm having deja vu though, because I remember when DNA kind of came up the ranks, and all of a sudden the minute they start to announce these people, you're like,
Houseway.
you were starting so
Yeah.
good. We were rooting for you.
Yeah.
We were all rooting for you.
And I think that's how
Right.
we all felt about that, Rodney. I mean, I saw the
Listen.
video and I have no words. I'm definitely gonna make sure I
there are no
register
words.
to vote.
I mean, we get the controversy. I mean, that's a thing. I get it. But give us someone that makes a little bit of sense.
She's even had
Yeah.
to apologize
Yeah.
on his behalf. But my thing is, how many times are you going to have to do that? Because it's not going to be the first,
also-
last, or the only.
I feel like she knew that too. So you know what I'm interested in knowing though? I want to know what the strategy is. You cannot tell me there's not a strategy behind this.
She's an
and listen,
inclusive
write
leader.
the book. Just write the book.
Inclusive.
Write the
Anyway,
book.
I
An all-inclusive
can't.
leader?
I can't
But
stop the
guys,
world. Let me off
Let me
right
off too.
now.
You know,
Let's go.
Well, there's nowhere we can go close by, because as you know, as of Friday, the U.S. actually got a new president.
Oh, did you
the
have
now
to remind
President
me
Donald
today?
Trump. So we got more silly seasons all over,
Yes.
all over the world.
2017
really.
is shaping up to be quite.
And
So
speaking of,
so I'm just thinking. So we just also had kind of this quote speech
Right.
by the Prime Minister.
our very own. Yes, I was going to ask you ladies, do you think he's taking a page out of Trump's book by being a little more vocal and
Cursing
sort
on
of
TV and
not
on the
really
news.
caring what's coming out of his mouth?
What happened to our conservative country
said-
where we don't curse? You know what? Donald Trump is now in power, and so they're giving us influence. That Western influence. Cut off the TV. I mean, not this one,
yeah.
but
But what do y'all think, though? Prime Minister Perry Christie feels that his party has been doing a stellar and outstanding job and should be reelected as well. These are two different stories. And the other part of it, at some other point, was him mentioning that members of his party, they bleep and complain too much. And when they're
well,
not
you could say it
getting
now
on
because our
him,
Prime Minister said it.
Yeah, so it's
they're
a
getting on
free-for-all.
his family.
He
and
itched it. They're
Yeah.
itching. Stop itching, guys.
Yeah.
Please, just stop. You know
don't
what?
do that.
Just do the job right, and then we wouldn't have to itch
And complain.
and complain.
She said it.
All right. Moving on over to Bahamians that breathe too much, according to
That.
Father Palacios.
Yes,
You know what?
Father.
I have to say, I won't lie. I do agree with him. I think it was all in the delivery.
Exactly.
Because I am so sick and tired of people popping out these children that they can't pay for and they can't take care of, and then we
Yeah,
have a cycle of just mess in the country. So
Yeah.
you got that right. You gotta stop.
Exactly.
But
You know
I
what,
think
though?
it's just his delivery
You know
was
what,
a little
though?
off for me.
Right. It's how you say
it's
things.
how you say it, but I mean, no matter if you're in that type of position, no matter how you say
Yeah.
it, it's just not going to come
Yeah,
out right.
yeah.
I mean, unless you want to start some sort of Planned Parenthood, come to
But-
my house. You know what I mean?
And see, here's the problem. First of all, having children is not delegated to any particular race, any particular demographic, any particular sex. For example, we all have children because guess what? We're humans. That's what we do.
Okay.
But the point is, I think when it comes to irresponsible conception and birthing is where the problem really
Leslie,
lies.
I'm about to get into something a bit deeper.
have to be
Why
responsible.
are women, because he only pointed at women, why are women the ones that keep breeding?
Getting
Which,
flack
right,
for it.
that's what I'm
And
saying.
that's
And
a
it
deep-
takes
that's a-
two.
That wasn't
it's a
fair.
Takes two.
Yeah, and it's a
That
deeper
wasn't fair.
social issue. At the end of the day, women are trying to get the acceptance of men, and men are the ones kind of, playing with their heads. So what do I do? I mean, what do you hear all the time? I had a child for him because I needed to lock him down, even though we all know that is wrong. But there's a deeper issue here, so you
Yeah.
can't really say that.
Yeah.
But after the break, we're going to talk to a wonderful life coach who's going to give us kind of some steps, some things that we need to remember. So we'll be right back after this.
Welcome back to the Stew. It is no doubt that 2017 is not just a new year, but it is a new chapter and an opportunity for you to be even better at being yourself. Stanya Davis is here on the Stew to remind us of the things that we forgot to remember. Welcome, Stanya. Yes, to this outfit.
Love it. There. Oh,
You were just styling and profiling. I love it. Good morning.
good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy
All of that
birthday,
good
all
stuff.
that good stuff.
All right. I am delighted to be here today.
So we understand that you are a life coach, and so many people, I'm sure, need guidance in life coaching. Tell us a little bit more about your start.
I wanted to do everything that was in me, so I decided to start the matchmaking company, but healing is always at the foundation of what I do. So I incorporated life coaching with the matchmaking. Like I said, it's always all about healing, and even the things that we forgot to remember
Yeah, tell us
reflects
about
that.
these.
So,
Consider these mantras,
yes,
so to speak.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the first one, life loves you. I think sometimes we think that bad things keep happening and we don't understand what it is. But I believe that life loves you and life wants the very best for you. Life is always challenging you to grow. It wants you to do better and be a better person. So sometimes life may love you by saying no. Life may love you by saying that this person is not right for you.
Right.
Life may love you by saying that it's enough, it's time to move on, no more, don't work here anymore.
Yeah.
So sometimes we think that when bad things happen,
Right,
that it's
disappointments.
right, but no, it isn't. The second one, stop trying to fit in where you do not belong.
Self-explanatory.
Look here. And you know what? The life lesson here is surrender, but surrender not in terms of, okay, I give up and, and then you do whatever. No, but stop trying to fit in and surrender in terms of just allow it, leave it alone. When you don't surrender, what happens is that you remain stuck. You remain stuck in the pain, you're not able to heal. You remain exactly where you are in a state of being dishonored.
Right.
So life loves you enough to move on and stop trying to fit in. Why should you try to fit in somewhere where you don't belong and there is a space for you, a perfect space
Somewhere else.
somewhere else. The third one, act as though you know the truth. Now, we act based on what it is that we believe to be true. If you believe that you're not a beautiful person, then that is the way you will act.
Okay.
But I want you to remember what the truth is. The truth is that you are a beautiful person. You are a good person. And no matter what people tell you, people may say that, you're the black sheep or you're not going to make it or you're too this or you're too that. I hate the too word. I was
know,
always
right?
too, yeah. But know that the truth is you are a good person. You're a feminine creation
Right.
of the divine or masculine creation of the divine. The fourth one, be gentle with yourself and others. Now, the lesson here is forgiveness and understanding. We have to understand that everyone is in a constant state of trying to figure beep out. Yeah, I don't curse. No. Right. But we have to be gentle not only with ourselves but with others. We put so much or so many expectations on others. We want them to come to our rescue. We want them to be this. We want them to be that. But everyone is trying to figure life out.
Yeah.
And while, we're having our moments, but they're having their moments as well. We are all, we're trying to figure it out. And until you be gentle with yourself, until you forgive and heal and understand and do all that stuff, when you heal the person within and you spot or you see the little girl within, then I can see the little girl in you and I won't be so judgmental. The fifth one, everything God made is beautiful. And the life lesson here is self-acceptance. Everything, no matter what it is, everything that God made is beautiful. Whatever it is that you have is exactly what you need to be, who you were created to be. Even in my coaching sessions, I never work or I never try to change the person. It's all about knowing how to turn the volume up or turn the volume down. It's about adjusting the volume. But if you are someone, for example, I lack patience, but my patience allows me to get things done. As a child, I got in trouble all the time for talking too much. I know y'all don't believe that. but I needed that to be a talk show host and to be a life coach because I have to tell people what to do. So a lot of times, it's the dark side of who we are that tells us who we are, and it's the most powerful side.
Yes.
The sixth one, I must first give to myself before I give myself away. The life lesson here is self-love. We have been trained to be all things to everyone else. We have been trained to give to our partners, to be a good wife, and we see this in terms of getting married and all that stuff. We have been trained to be there for our kids. We're supposed to do all this and be a good mom and dad and parent. We are trained to go in the job and give to our jobs, but no one really teaches us how to give it to ourselves. So imagine if all the love that you gave to someone else, all the encouragement, all of that, trying to, okay, start your business or leave that relationship. Imagine if you took all that advice and gave it to yourself, how powerful you would be. As a matter of fact, there's an exercise that I usually do with my clients that during the week, all the advice that you give to someone, I want you to write it down, because I believe somewhere deep inside it is you saying that you need to hear it, and that's why you have to say it.
Very interesting.
Yes. And the last one, you are loved. It's always about love. And sometimes we think that love doesn't exist. We think that, you know what, I have to do this to get love, or that to get love. But everyone, there's love, there's light, and in all that we do, it's always around, it exists. You just have to always go towards where that love is. And sometimes we don't do that. We may go in a different direction for whatever reason, because we may have issues and all this other stuff. But the love you seek is always there. It may be in the form of, for example, my little dog Barry, who comes, and when I open the door, he's, hey, mommy's home. Or the cat who cries around your house. That might be, yes.
Talked about that this
Yes.
He's
Yes.
just looking for
She's
love.
got love.
Yes.
We gotta set Les up.
I am telling you,
She got so
yeah.
much love to give.
Yes.
Well, thank you so
Yes.
much, Tanya. It's so inspiring for our season premiere. We thank you for being on The Stew.
It's my pleasure.
So good to have you. Actually, before we go, why don't you tell us where to find you?
Yes.
Okay, yes. You can find me on Facebook under my name, Stanya Davis, Stanya Davis. Also, you can email me at tellitostanya@gmail.com or journeytoeve@gmail.com. You can also give me a call, 3288668 or 4516767, and we have a whole heap of free events coming up. We have our, how to let go of the baggage and heal the pain from the past, and we also have our self-care program for women, and we do it in small groups, and we do it that way because we are sharing a part of ourselves, and it's always about healing. It's about being a better person. It's about forgiveness and loving all of who you are. So
Nice.
Well, we've certainly enjoyed having you here.
Thank
and
you.
I look forward to hearing more about these upcoming events that you
We
have.
even have a
So
matchmaking
I'll
thing,
be
Leslie.
sure to
Hey,
follow
Leslie,
you
Yes.
on Facebook.
Yes.
Let's talk after this.
Right.
We got Leslie. We got some work for Leslie. Yes.
with more stew after this.
You are watching The Stew, and this is your first Fab Frugal of 2017. This is where we give you financial and career tips that you can use to get along your week, your month, your year. We're just going to make things just a little bit better for you. Today, we're going to talk about salary negotiations. So first things first, be prepared for negotiations. You are going in with a plan. You have to go in prepared. You've got to have on the table what you've done, what experiences you have. You want to also know the market. What price point do you want to go for? Well, not price point because we're talking salary, but what range do you want to go with based on what the market is giving out now? So if you have a comparable job or company that you know about and you know what their people are making, you know exactly where you need to be. So be prepared with that information, be prepared with your qualifications and experience, and be ready to negotiate. Next, be confident. So what's going to happen is, your boss is going to try to judge you based on, let's say, your personality or things that you may have done in the past. But you need to go in with confidence, knowing who you are, knowing what you want. And it's okay to go with a high offer. I mean, you can always negotiate from there. Remember that. But you want to be confident, know what you want, and say what you want, and let the conversation go from there. The third thing is bring to the table your qualifications and experience. You want to be aware of the fact that you've achieved X, Y, and Z, which has resulted in A, B, and C. You are going to ask for what you need based on that. For all my women out there, we need to break the notion that we are weaker. Men and women are on equal footings in the workplace, and we need to show our worth. So what are we going to do? We're going to know exactly what our comparable colleagues are making and ask for the right salary. Don't be afraid to do that. So the last thing I want to tell you is learn the market value of what your qualifications and experience are worth. All that means is that you need to know what people in different companies, even different jurisdictions, what are they making doing the same thing you're doing, having the same experience and having the same qualifications. Once you know all of that and mix it with everything we've spoken about today in this Fab Frugal, you are in such a good position to say, this is what I want to make. This is your salary we're talking about. This is something that is going to define how your year is going to look. So take the time, be prepared, make sure you know what you're worth, make sure be confident about what you're worth, and you'll be in such a good spot. This has been your Fab Frugal. We'll be back right after this.
Hey, welcome back to the Stew. Thank you so much for tuning in to our first episode of 2017 and our first episode for the new season, season 2, ladies. Thank you once again to Stanya Davis for taking the time to be here today and share with us some life coaching tips. I certainly am looking forward to hearing more of what she has to say.
And what man she gonna bring us in 2017?
Look where y'all gone. Look where y'all gone. But yeah, 2017 has definitely gotten off to a banging start with politics. Really, I think that's going to be our major focus as an entire community over the next several months.
Let's start a countdown. We only got about 5 months, is it?
Yeah.
Until
even though we don't know the actual
we don't know the
date,
so we're gonna say around then, right?
Yeah, something like that. And get registered to vote, people.
I was just about to say the same
You
thing.
cannot and will not have a voice if you do not register to go. So go ahead to your local post office and vote. That's definitely one of the
Register to
places
vote.
that
Yes.
is registering you to vote. So we will see you next time right here on The Stew, channel 224 on cable, 112 on BTC Flow. And of course, follow us all over social media, ILTV Studios, YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and more.
You heard it.
We'll see you next time.
When the vibe is right.